Welcome to Center Hice Productions. It is November 25th, and first, if you could please hit the likes and the subscribe down below in your right-hand corner. I'd muchly appreciate your help and support, and thank you to my followers. And okay, so this is a review of the Habs going into LA, finishing off their California trip, which I projected them to get slaughtered, and they did. So, they took 2 out of 3. We should be quite content. But however, when you hear some podcasts saying, oh, well, it was Allen again. Well, I mean, didn't look sharp, that's for sure. However, a much harder team out of that 3 games to get being the LA Kings. Like, come on, now give me a break. We knew they were going to get beat against them. That team is a veteran team. You can't even compare Anaheim and San Jose to LA, like for these podcasts. Oh, Allen lost again. No, Montreal lost it again because they played horrible. That even came out of Suzuki's mouth. They came out flat and were outplayed the entire time. When you can't get shots off. Okay, so first we're going to start off with the stats for you. We got shut out 4-0, sorry. And this shows you the details. Look at the shots on goal again. We're being outshot every time, 30-18. You're not going to win hockey games with 18 shots very often. Be a fluke if you did. And then in the goals scored was first period, LA scored a goal. Second period, they scored a goal. 2 in the third. And final was 4-0. Copley and Allen were in nets. And I'm not going to go into reading all the details, but we will go. Copley was the number 1 star. He stopped all the 18 shots. Travis Moore scored 2 goals in +2. He was the second star. Pierre-Luc Dubois got 2 assists, +2. He was the third star. And of course, my phone goes cuckoo when I'm reading my notes off that. Yeah, that just shows you. I just love the way this works. Bear with me. So yes, we'll get back to that. Okay, back to it. It's loading up. So anyway, a poor showing, and I'm sure that Marty's going to have. I gotta let's go listen to the post-game interviews because I'm sure Marty had plenty to say. It just sounded like we were outplayed the whole time, and it sounds like the Habs didn't show up. So our final stats were 18 shots to 30 for LA, 23 hits to 15. We out-hit them. Face-offs were 30-20, which would make for us again, and that would make you think that we would have a good game. No success with just that only. And like I said, power play still struggles. So 0 for 3 once again. Just it's one of our thorns. And 0 for 2 for LA. We've been playing a little more disciplined. That's the bonus. Only 4 penalty minutes where the LA had 6. Both teams gave up 4 giveaways, and Montreal has 5 takeaways to LA's 3, but couldn't do nothing with them. Block shots 17-15. Very, it wasn't much of a game from what you can see here. It's a pretty sad showing, and looked like, Kosavic or Kovacevic, however you want to pronounce his name, had a horrible game. When you looked at the highlights and the game played, he had a terrible game. He was one of the bigger thorns in that game, on defense, that is. But the whole team, they were just outskated, outplayed. They pretty much, it was like they were just letting LA do whatever LA wanted to do. You can't play hockey games like that and expect to win. So they needed to at least show up, make it competitive. Sounded like Slab had an okay game, but I don't think anybody had a great game, to tell you the truth. overall. And it sounded like the fourth line took a beating tonight, from what I could see. And it's sorry, that's my cat attacking my chair, and she got me a couple times. So yeah, poor showing, and I feel bad for Alan because he seems to been getting the bigger uh, opponents by far. I mean, LA is one of the better teams in the league, and then you compare that to, yeah, it's easy to go beat San Jose with if you're the goalie, and Anaheim when they're way at the bottom end of the league compared to LA being at the top. So there's a huge difference. You can't. That's like comparing apples to oranges. You can't compare that. Like I said, he Allen definitely didn't look sharp in my books, but from what else you could see, the whole team looked very flat, and that nobody looked good. The Habs just did not look good. So that being said, it's a pretty brief video. This one is. Like I said, I had a busy day myself, and had to just go over the highlights because I did not realize. I thought it was going to be a late game, so I was going to stay up and watch it. And then I found out it was an afternoon game. So anyway, we'll see who they go up against this week. I should check that out right now to see, because that'll be. I just did another tape, and I will I will be doing uh, the fourth on that special series of the prospects. I did our offense. I did, however, forget to mention. Um, I felt bad about it. Was Jack Eye's brother. Uh, anyway, for him, yeah, I did. I don't even know how I forgot because he was on the list, and I got him making in the group, making the NHL. I didn't put him in the group, and he could very well be somebody that makes the Habs. I didn't put him in that group because we gotta. There's so much sizing we need, and he's too hard to project yet. He's doing great, but we got to see what he can do in the AHL level. I think next year, positive signs. He's that unicorn, so we're not really sure what he's going to be like. That's why I just left him on the list of players probably in the future that would make the NHL, but possibly could be unloaded. But however, if he's good enough to make it, he may make the Habs as well. And he's got good size to him, so I'm hoping for him because that would actually be a good size winger that the Habs really do need. So don't take that as I just totally forgot to mention him. I had him written on the list on there when you go back to look at that video, which was done just before this one. Uh, so I just didn't mention him. I'm surprised I didn't, however, but he's just a little, he's got a little more to go through before we'll have a better idea of his projections. We'll see, but he's trending in the right way. So I just bear with me on that because I totally just forgot mentioning him, but yet he was in the group. So of any what I project, he'll make the NHL for sure, I believe. And if he's that good to make the NHL, if he gets to be that good, he easily could be somebody that maybe goes on a third or fourth line as a winger for the Habs. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, with that being said, our defense didn't play well tonight. That was the overall view of it. Our offense looked dead. It just looked like we were flat. I mean, come on, like the shots on goal were ridiculous, right? So you just can't have it that way. So who do we got? That's the 26th. We don't play Sunday. We don't play Monday. So looks like we may play the 29th, which I believe is Wednesday. we go to Columbus. That's a game that could go either way. So hopefully they'll rebound and at least play respectable, because I think Marty's going to have some work to do with them after this show. However, they'll use the line that just because of the California trip. But that is a very veteran, experienced club that is going somewhere. So we're just rebuilding. We're definitely no match for LA, but just to see us put out the effort would have been nice. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some of the rotations change too, and let the other two play some games against the bigger competition. That would be nice, because Montemo goes up against Columbus, I believe. He'll be the one chosen, and I think that's a lot easier of a team to go up against than LA. So anyway, that being said, thank you for joining me. Leave your comments. Tell me what you thought of the game today. I wasn't impressed whatsoever from what I could see with the replay of the game. Didn't impress me. I was not impressed. I think there was a period there that the Habs had like one shot in one period. I think it was the first period. Just totally not acceptable. So they got to get some consistency. So where's Puck Drop First here at Center Hice Productions. I thank you for joining me. We shall catch you in the next episode, which will be, I believe, will be my part 4, which will cover that special series I'm doing on our prospects. We will be addressing now the defense and the goaltending in that one. And if there's time, we've already discussed the coaching a bit, so whether or not we get to a little bit more depth on that, it's not going to really, if we have the time, we'll go into it again a little deeper. We've gone into it already enough that if there's not enough time, it'll be fine as it is. But it's going to be the defense and the goaltending. And like I said, yeah, we've had a lot of young players with, there's talent there, but there's not enough size there. And that's going to be the kick against a lot of them. It's one thing to be able to trade them off and spread them out through the league, where you have one or two that are what do you call it, insulated by bigger wingers or something, or opposite, a couple big forwards with them. But you can't have them all in the Habs. We got enough small guys that, like I say, once Gallagher's towards the end, we look at, for an example, Harvey Pinard taking that role, but Willie with the talent coming up, because there's 6 players that I mentioned that should be able to become Habs for sure, possibly 7 with Jack Eye. And with that being said, there's going to be guys on this Habs teams that are going to lose positions if that's the case, and I do believe 4 of them are pretty much a shoo-in. As you go back to that tape, I mentioned the 4 that I believe are a shoo-in. The other 2 I'm not as sure on. Got to see more from them, but I've heard nothing but good. Right, so, and that was Tuck and Kapanen. So we'll see what happens. But I've heard nothing but good, so that's why I put them on that list of making the Habs. So thank you for joining me. We'll put that other tape out hopefully tomorrow or the next couple of days. No guarantee. I have a couple appointments at the beginning of the week, but I will try to get that one done as soon as I can. All right, thank you for joining me. Where's Puck Drop First here at Center Hice. Don't forget it. Tell your friends and family. Pass the word on. Let's try to get 100 likes. And like I say, there's just no comparison. People trying to pump up the tires and knock Allen. Allen is not the reason alone. He didn't look sharp, that's for sure. But his team didn't look sharp either. Very sloppy in their own end. And some of them had super bad games. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and God bless. Catch you in the next one.